sexy Leo, goodness gracious, you're a god or a goddess. You are. This is it. We're in April, and golly golly gosh, we are enticed. And it's hard, It's difficult to be this sometimes when you understand that there is something about you that is beyond human mind, it is beyond human life, it is the beckoning of eternity. There is something very, very gracious and glamorous about you that we cannot pass by, and it's really hard to be in a room with you because we can't stop staring, or there is a part of us that is just feeling something, and it's hard. So with you in the room, or you in the mix, I hope you can't hear the roadworks on the road. There's roadworks just over there. Sorry. With you in the room, it's hard not to feel. With you in the room, in a space, it's difficult not to be enticed, and it's really, really hard not to sense you from far away. So, for example, if you're a man who's looked all his life for the one, this could be a very, 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 very interesting time, a good choice to look outwardly and to say it. Put it as your Facebook profile thing, status, I'm looking for the one, or make it your thing. State to people, I'm looking, and you'll be found very quickly, because there's something about you that's like a gem, and it's really hard to pass by. It's also very important for you to say, I want a more prominent house, I want a bigger position, I want a greater field, I want a more full bank account, I want a greater possible outcome for everything. It's not too bad, but usually during these types of cycles, when you actually understand that you are a little bit too good to be true for many people or for somebody in your life, you might feel a bit like, I don't actually, guys, don't mind me, don't watch me, don't look at me. There might be a part of you that is in ways condescending towards yourself, ironically, during this time. You might actually recognize and understand that people can't stop staring, that people can't stop dreaming. You might even hear somebody in your sleep calling your name, or you might feel that people are almost like vultures and you're like candy, or they're like zombies and you're the brain. But that's okay. You just got to be it and ask for more. Imagine there is a big microphone in front of you, and we are that microphone. We're all thinking of you for some reason, or we're all attached to you. You are likely to have a very nice net of people that are constantly washing over you during this time. Even if you don't know anybody, or you think you don't know, when you go to the shop, when you walk down the street, we're connecting to you very, very, very strongly. So imagine there's like a microphone that just fell from the sky, and you got to say it. So say it. You say, I am, Andrew, I want more. I want a bigger house, I want a nice place to work. And that might be all. You might only have two things that you really truly can say that you really want, because there's something I feel Leos understand during this type of portal, is that quite often what you do not want can happen when you do want something. So for example, you might say, yeah, this year I want a bigger house. And for some reason something drops off, like your wife drops off the radar, like your kids go to school and they get bullied really badly for 2 or 3 weeks, come back home with scrapes and bruises and lots of different things. You might say, I want a really nice car, and then for some reason your other car breaks down. Things can be very, very mysterious and very damaging. Sometimes, as this shift is going to happen, it's just up to you to design it for yourself, how you're going to, pursue the outcome. So there's a part of you that will make things break, and then a part of you that will make things come together again. But we are definitely looking towards you with help and healing, and in a very strange way we're connecting to you interdimensionally. Through the third eye, and we're giving you hope, and I feel we are feeling you and helping you choose what you really actually do not want and do want now. And this is almost like the two sides of the coin, two sides of the story. I have to have this, and that means I got to lose that, and it's gonna come very, very quickly. But usually Leos do not like the feeling of having to lose as well as gain. They might think, I'm actually fine where I am. So if you're one of those really timid Leos and you're feeling, no, I don't want to tell anybody, no, I don't want to tell anybody what I want, I don't want to, I don't want to be seen, I don't want to be heard. And if you don't like, say, being bamboozled by messages of people, like people texting you or messaging you or looking at you, you don't like that, there's a chance that you might be afraid. You might be afraid of what you might have to lose in the future in order to gain as well. And that's okay. So what you've got now is a very, very interesting story. In April, I feel the story is this. It's a very, very strong mystical energy. And for most of you who have been, watching videos of this type of, thing, astrology, if you've been watching channels, psychics, clairvoyance, and entrepreneurs, and lots of different, spiritual gurus, and you've designed a certain type of spirituality for yourself, things can get a bit wacky. So if you, for example, have committed to like studying the Kabbalah, like in a tarot way, like a mystic way, you might actually feel that there's lots of messages around you that you can't handle. You might be seeing things all the time, like 1111, or you might feel, oh my god, this is it, but this is not it. So there's like a lot of playing on the shadow. You might feel that you can see through space and time. There might be an opening that's actually a closing, or like a density. You might feel that you've suddenly learned something when it's like a mystery. You might feel that you're talking to God when you're actually talking to an entity. That kind of stuff is very likely, and it's kind of very likable because for some reason it will give you more attention. And quite often it's because a part of you is concerned, and we want to give you stability. With things of esoteric nature, if you still haven't, please detox from it. The thing with esoteric stuff is like, I don't know anything. That's the basis of all the videos I do. I don't know anything. I'm not really an astrologer. I just open my mouth and I just say whatever I feel and whatever speaks through me. So I don't have any affiliation with what I do. It's like completely an unconscious process, and that's perhaps hard to see or understand because Leo is a very practical energy, but it's a fixed sign. But there has to be a grounding in yourself and a grounding in your field. But they should not be, how can I say, a grounding in a religious or a spiritual pursuit unless it's your ancestral line and it is very, very communal and it's very, very common. Like, for example, you were born to a shaman and you're just doing that because just how it is. It's just how it is. But if you're somebody who's elevating through it, you feel madness and you feel excitement and ecstasy through the spirit realm, and you want to really be this big person, or you feel like you feel everything or you see everything, and you kind of closed in on a certain type of doctrine or a certain type of energy or a certain type of idea, that's not so great. So if you still have anything like that, if you are one of those people with really deep beliefs, it'll be really nice to shed them, because sometimes during these types of years they can create a bad return or like a karmic one. I've had one of those quite recently, actually. I've had a karmic return like that, and it wasn't easy. It never is easy. It's like basically your life can break down, or you can have a lot of things happen that don't make sense and don't give you anything in the end, and you're just basically happy just to be alive. That's very likely for Leos in the year to come if you don't just let go of all of that gibberish stuff. It's a very grounding energy that we're facing, and we are asked to step up and to be physical and to be in tune with our bodies, which is something that's going to be my quest too for the next few years. Really step up and step in. In other words, be yourself. Just be it that you are. And it's not so good energy to frolic around the spirit realms, it's also not a great time for communing with people that have an idea of what life should have been on Earth. Like, say you go to Burning Man, and you go and have fun, that's great. But then you know that you're going to come back and you're going to have your own life. But say if you are in that type of culture where everything's a carnival, unless you're one of those very rare people who are actually made to be part of the carnival culture, and if you are sort of like being whisked away to a dimension where people dress strange and, you know, they smoke weed and take acid all the time, you know, they talk about the pineal gland and the expansion and, you know, consciousness and all the different bodies that a person has and the auric field and the demons and the angels. If you are talking to people like that all the time, detox from that. It's not going to help you in the new year. And what is good? Well, you've got a very, very interesting feeling about you that feels sometimes like shame. But it isn't. It is just understanding that you have burned through the previous frontier, or like the previous gap between you and another person. It's like you've burned through that and you've become seen and you become respected for it. And there's like a feeling of shame or of less, which is actually not what it seems. Sometimes what you do, Leo, is you burn through barriers. And you can be seen and really, really, really portrayed. Like, say, if you were an actor, like, you burn through the barrier between you and your audience, and suddenly the audience is in the palm of your hand, and it can be quite a scary feeling. And quite often it can feel like shame, but it isn't. It is just vulnerable feelings of finally being seen for a split second. And quite often when we're seen as people, generally, we can feel very small. Very, very small. And that, I feel, is where you are or where you're going in the next few years. There is like a fluctuation between expansion and being small, and that's quite all right, because we're all holding you here, and we're all a little bit insane, and we're all very, very sane as well. So we're all kind of like networking each other, and grounding is more peace and security than ever before. Thank you very much, Leo. Enjoy the ride, enjoy what you're getting. If people are giving you hope and giving you pleasure, take it. If people are giving things to you, do not take things for granted though. Just be pleased with the fact that we really want to reach out, and there is the part of us that is insatiable for you and that really wants to touch you. Thank you very much, Leo. Have a wonderful month, and if you'd like a reading, have a look at the link below, or if you'd like to know more about me via my website, I'd be very happy to hear from you if you'd like to connect. Thanks. Bye.